In this video, we're going to take a look at the ATI MX101 mixer. It is a 3-input, single output mic or line input mixer. It'll take up to 3 mic or line level sources and mix them to 1 mono line level output. Okay? Works just like any other mixer, so it will combine all the sources. So don't think that you get 3 discrete channel outputs. You get 1 output. So if you need to record multiple microphones and you only have 2 inputs on your camera, this could take care of 3 of those mics. But again, keep in mind, it will mix them all together. The mixer comes with a rechargeable battery pack attached to the underside, and you get the AC adapter for charging that. So simply plug that into the wall and plug in the little mini jack to the front there where it says charger. For our demo today, we haven't charged the battery pack, so we're just going to use AC power. The adapter for that does also come with the mixer package. So on the back, if you were using battery power, you would plug in your battery to the 24 volt DC input. So 24 volt DC, and then flip the power on the front. If you are plugging into AC power, you want to use the external power plug-in, EXP. So we're going to use external power, and we are ready to go. Also, while we're here at the back of this unit, I'm going to attach my microphone and my output that goes back to my camera. So I'm going to use input number 1, which is going to be closest to the power. That'll be number 1 for my microphone. And then I'm going to have an XLR running back to my camera with a line level selector. Okay, that's line level at the camera for that input. Plug that in, and we click, and then we'll go back to the front. So again, here's the front of the unit. Okay, we want to turn it on with power. Power switch is right up here. Flip it up, some indicators will go. Okay, we haven't turned any of the inputs up yet. Okay, what we want to do first is set tone level back to the camera. So to do that, first we have to flip the tone switch up to tone. Okay, nothing happens yet. You have to set the level here at the mixer and then at the camera. To set the tone level at the mixer, we turn the master up. So as we turn the master up, you'll start to see the indicators and eventually get to your yellow level. Your yellow level is where you want to set your -20 tone level. This is where you want the middle white box if you're using the HMC 150 and watching its audio level indicators. Okay, you want that white box to be there. Okay, wouldn't go too much higher than that. Okay, you start getting into the red and peaking. So bring your tone level right to that yellow dot. Okay, right there. Notice that all my mic levels are down. I don't want to be mixing in a microphone source while I'm doing this tone calibration. Okay. Once we've got tone set here, we can set the dial for that input back at the camera so that tone levels match. So our 0 point here, which even went up just a little bit, our 0 point here at the mixer will match our 0 point at the camera. And then we're done with tone. This tone switch does one other thing. There is a microphone built right into the mixer, and that's known as the slate mic. So if I flip that off, nothing happens. You won't hear anything out of the mixer. But if I go to slate, you get a momentary microphone just when you do that, and all it is really for is recording, if you're filming in film style, slate. So audio 1, take 1 type of thing. Okay, and that'll go right into the camera, and you wouldn't need a separate mic input to do that. So I'll deselect that, notice nothing happens. We also have a headphone jack, of course, but for the sake of simplicity, I'm not going to use a headphone jack. A couple other switches here. We've got limit and program. A limiter will do exactly what it's supposed to do. It'll limit and avoid clipping and peaking. You can use it if you want. And then program cue. If you flip the program, it'll only give you in the headphones what's going out to be recorded. This is probably the mode you want to be in most often. If you flip it down to program and cue, you'll hear both what is being sent out to the master as well as kind of a cue or a pre-fade level of every other source coming into the mixer. So if you're waiting for a signal or a particular keyword to bring something up, that would be useful. But for the most case, you're just going to use the program mode, not the program Q mode. We get to our inputs. There are these red buttons here. If you push the button in, it's waiting for a mic level signal. If you push the button and it pops out, it's waiting for a line level signal. Okay, so again, this mixer will take in both mic and line levels. It'll only put out line level. Okay, so we've got our shotgun mic, which is a microphone out into input 1. Okay, I'm going to start potting that up, and you can see that eventually I'll start getting some signal. There is my signal there, and that signal is being matched on my camera record. I want to set my level so that I'm pretty much hitting that yellow every time I peak nice and loud, but not going into the red. This will match up with a really nice level back at the camera where it's being recorded. Note that if you get a little soft, you might not see the green moving too much, and that's okay. So that meter starts at -20, then goes to -10, -7, -5, -3, -1, your 0 level at the yellow, and then your over levels in the red. Okay, so again, you want your levels just around that yellow indicator, and if you've set your tone levels properly at the mixer and then at the camera, that will equate to a nice level back at the camera where it's being recorded. If you have additional inputs, use them, pot them up. Just remember, the more inputs that you add, the higher the signal is going to be overall when it goes out. And this meter on this mixer is monitoring your output, not each individual channel's input. So if you need a field audio mixer that can take up to 3 inputs, mic or line, the MX101 by ATI is the mixer for you.